Taurus, welcome to your September 2023 monthly reading, or not monthly, weekly reading. It's going to be your reading from September 11th until the 17th. I've already done your monthly, so if you're newer and you haven't seen the monthly, be sure to check it out. But let's get into this. You have the Ace of Cups here for the current energy. You have the Nine of Wands here as well. And you have the Ten of Wands. All right. The second row is going to be in regards to the challenges that you may face this week. And also the challenges that you can be dealing with at this current time. All right. And this last row will be what to expect coming towards you. So it's interesting. You know, Aries pulled this exact same card in the exact same position, and they pulled the Ten of Cups too. So if you have Aries placements, I would watch that weekly reading that I just did. You have this Gemini, I think, here. Some of you may have Gemini placements. You have this confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. And you have this contour card. So, well, this looks like a good week, especially in the outcome position or the future position and what to expect. I definitely see you being happy. I love seeing the Ten of Cups and the Sun card together because that really does speak to almost like a blissful moment or a very happy, joyful moment here. And this could be in regards to something that you're receiving with this Page of Pentacles, whether it's an opportunity, whether you're literally getting something physically, or this could be you putting something out into the world here that you have completed, or sharing something or something of that nature. We're going to clarify. We're just getting some intuitive messages and channel messages that are coming through. But believe in yourself, because you do have this confidence as your key to success. And you know, keep persevering. You know, things may be tiring at this time, and you're just sort of having to deal with the things that you're having to deal with, especially on the energetic level. But I definitely see you pushing through and being happy that you did. So let's get into your reading. So you pulled this Gemini card. Now, like I said, for some of you, you could have Gemini in your chart, or this can just be the energy that is. So sorry, somebody's okay. There we go. You could have Gemini in your chart, or you can just, this is just the energies that are surrounding you. It's interesting because Gemini rules sort of like an inventive sort of energy, and I kind of really get here that you're in an energy of like, okay, well, let's just back up for a moment here. Let's just back up. Let's back up, Austin. Let's back up. I think you're in an energy here of trying to figure some things out. And right now you're trying to process some things. And it's like you're trying to process things so that way you can find a solution to some of these problems that you're dealing with. And, you know, the problems are just something that you kind of just have to deal with, right? But it's like you're trying to figure out a way like how to bring a solution to those things here. Because the Ace of Cups, Nine of Wands, and the Ten of Wands here, it's almost like things could be emotionally difficult, or this situation has caused an emotional difficulty here because you're almost feeling like it's not very satisfying. It's not a very enjoyable experience. It's almost as if here that you're just trying to find comfort in just sort of what you're doing at this time here. And you know, it's interesting. I read quite differently, and I'm seeing a lot of things. There's a lot of energies coming through that I'm like trying to like slow down and process. And for you, I kind of feel that's like a channel message, like to slow down and process some things, right? Especially if you've been go, and you haven't really been giving yourself the time to reflect. Because if you think about the Ace of Cups, it really is just the water element, right? And the water element deals with introspection, surrendering to and being in the present moment. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. Just slow down is almost what I'm getting here, Taurus. So You have this confidence is your key to success. It's almost like you could be feeling overwhelmed quite a bit. And I just think you just need to remain confident. Yes, things could be difficult, but at the same time, it's like if you can persevere through the difficulties, it's like it's going to just build your confidence even more here. So keep doing what it is that you're doing. And I think a lot of it is around like your work. Like if you take a look at this, Eight of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the Eight of Cups, it's like you're having to balance practical and intuitive energies here, right? Because I feel like you're a very practical person. I mean, Taurus is a very practical sign. It's like you guys lean more toward the practical with things, right? And the Eight of Pentacles is that practicalness, and then the Eight of Cups is more of the intuitive energies, right? And the King of Swords is like the intellect. So it's like you're having to balance when to be practical, like when to tap into going a more practical route, or when to be more intuitive. So some of you may be finding it hard to concentrate right now. Yeah. It's interesting. There's a really good book. I haven't read the book personally, but I've heard like the person talk about it on a podcast. And basically it was talking about, or they were talking about like working in like spurts. Like you work hard for like an hour or 30 minutes and then you take like a 5-minute break or a 10-minute break. It was something of that nature. And I kind of get like, for some of you, it's like you're burning yourself out and you just need to slow down and take a damn second, take a damn breath, Taurus. I think everything's going to be fine. Some of y'all are like hypochondriacs. So let's move on though. You pulled this Condor card and it says cycles, reflection, perspective, and release here. And that's what I was kind of getting, is like this need to slow down, to reflect, to have perspective of things. Don't allow yourself to start tripping out here. Because I really do get here in the future position, the Sun card, Ten of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, things are turning in your favor. Things are going to be working out for you, especially if you've been struggling a bit. I think joy will come back. There's a good quote I read. It was a Tupac quote, and it says, "If you can make it through the darker days, and there's a brighter day." Something, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's a really good just quote. But it's actually a good song too. But yeah, the sun will come back out, and I do see you enjoying your time here in the future. Now let's clarify this and let's see what all this is. I actually forgot to pull you one card. You pull this witch card. It says magic and it says curse. You're not cursed. You're not cursed. Don't worry, you're not. It's just more so, it's just like, what do you keep telling yourself, or what are you letting other people tell you? Right? Words are spells, and you need to be aware of that, especially when you're, the thoughts that you're having, what you're telling yourself, or the people around you, what they're trying to tell you, and how they're casting all their energy onto you. That's why it's like, just slow down. All right. Let's get into this. Let's get more deeper into this, Taurus. Clarify this Ace of Cups. Two of Wands. Yeah, don't allow yourself to become emotionally reactive, right? That's what I'm kind of getting. There's like this emotional reacting. You have the Knight of Cups, Nine of Wands here. Let me pull this last card for you. King of Wands. You got everything under control anyways. A lot of you like to take on a lot. Like naturally, you just like to do a lot. You like to take on a lot of things. You don't mind the extra responsibility sometimes. However, it's almost as if though, like maybe it's starting to pile up and wane on you, and you're having to like take a moment to adjust here. Because the King of Swords, Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles is when we need to take a moment to use our minds to adjust, rather than, putting yourself in just the same old difficulty that we've been experiencing time and time again. Now, I'm just reading the cards. There's no personal bias here. All right. So, don't come for the messenger. But, what you're actively trying to pursue, that the things that you're devoted to, it could be starting to wane on you a bit. Oh, okay, that card did not want to come out. Clarify this King of Swords for your challenge. Knight of Wands. I think you need to use your mind here, and don't be so reactive with that Knight of Wands. And also too, for some of you, it's like there's something here of having to stay disciplined. It's interesting because when Jupiter goes retrograde, so one of the lessons with Jupiter being retrograde is still staying dedicated to the things that you're trying to pursue in your life, and staying dedicated to those things while still striving with a high principle, right? And I think sometimes it's we sometimes just want to socially withdraw when Jupiter goes retrograde, right? We just want to kind of socially withdraw. And so for you, it's about still staying dedicated and consistent. And, if you need to adjust, but don't give up on what it is that you've been wanting, right? Because some of you definitely have South Node in Sag and North Node Gemini. I can see energies in readings, and I know this is somebody, probably for somebody very specific. But if it's not, then don't worry about it. But there's definitely specific messages coming through. Take it as it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, then just throw it out. It's not that big of a deal. But when you allow yourself to your intellect to become too broad about things and stuff like that, but you're not looking at the truth of a situation, you need to look more closely. Yeah. By staying focused here, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, you're just trying to, work on yourself. You're trying to continuously grow and expand, and you're trying to continue building and sustaining the lifestyle and working toward getting even more success and living a more enjoyable life. And, you have to allow yourself to surrender. Now, I know I'm contradicting myself a little bit here, but the Eight of Cups is when we need to deepen our awareness in the present moment, because there's always more to learn. And you may think you know everything. You may think you know how everything might go, or you may kind of expect how things are going to go, but then necessarily they don't go that way. And so there's always something to learn. There's always something to reflect on, to improve. And I'm not saying that's not what it is that you're doing, but I do feel here it's you're getting emotionally triggered because there's so much. Because it's you've maybe allowed your mind to become too lofty with things. And I think at this time it's really calling forth for you to narrow in and focus and look and see what's actually true and what's actually going to work and what's actually going to be the right solution to a situation. So let's take a look at the Sun card. And I feel if you can figure that out and be confident and sure of yourself, and to not let this take you off the rails here, then I think things will really start to turn around. Yeah, you go from the Sun card to the Three of Swords. It's a hard lesson, and it may be one that's where you're having to kind of have some humility, but I think if you do that, it's there's so much growth to your being, right? I know you see this Three of Swords, you're what is that? And it was interesting with the Tupac quote. It's that I was just saying, the Tupac quote, it's from the song, and it says, if you can make it through the darker days, there's a brighter, if you can make it through the darker nights, there's a brighter day. And it's Three of Swords is when there's rain clouds over our head, right? And so that's clearing, and it's you're getting through whatever this is. It's just a learning experience. Seven of Wands, Ten of Cups, but you're getting your confidence back, taking charge, overcoming the obstacles here with the Seven of Wands. And I also think you're going to truly enjoy and appreciate something that it's like you're receiving here, or that you're finally like fixing or finding a solution toward. But it's like it's like all this is making something so much better. But it's really just about focusing, concentrating, narrowing your focus and focusing, and not giving up on yourself, right? And not, allowing yourself to become too lazy or to give up or just to kind of just, become nonchalant. Because I think this Jupiter retrograde, as it's just gone retrograde, I mean, it's going to take some time for people to kind of feel this on a collective level and in their personal lives. But sometimes like people that have Jupiter retrograde in their charts, I'm one of them. Jupiter retrograde in a chart can mean where one can go a whole lifetime being socially withdrawn, or has the tendency to just rather be socially withdrawn, because Jupiter does deal with participation, and it deals with participation like by us on so many different fronts. So I'm not going to go into all that; it's going to be too long. But it could also represent that one is in a dedicated pursuit of higher spiritual pursuits, basically, with Jupiter retrograde. And that's what you need to embody with that Eight of Cups being in your challenge. It's the spiritual pursuits. There's so much more to learn. There's always something more out there that can be found, right? So answers and solutions can be found by deepening your awareness and maybe doing some research or just learning more closely. Very interesting, very specific messages coming through in this reading. Maybe this is just the message for Taurus right now. I don't know. But it does make sense. Jupiter's actually in Taurus retrograde. Uranus is retrograde too. Anyways. So that's what I got, Taurus. I appreciate you all. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can. That link is down below in the description. They are on sale. If you just click the link, all the details are there, and then you can book a reading. But otherwise, if you like the video and you resonated with the message, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Click the notification button bell as well. You'll get notified whenever I upload your videos or I go live. But without further ado, Taurus, I will see y'all later.